Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today is a very joyous day because we are collaborating with Victasia, also known as Tarot Tay. I met Victasia years ago. I don't even know how many years it's been at this point, through the tarot community on YouTube, and since then we have met in person a few times. Hopefully we'll be meeting up again in the very near future. And I'm very lucky to be able to call her one of my dear friends. We've collaborated together on a few readings. We're both musicians and we've collaborated musically as well. More of that coming in the future too. But I highly recommend checking out not only her readings, but her music as well. She has an EP out. Definitely check out our collaboration as well. I made a remix of her song Peekaboo, and I play it in basically all of my DJ sets. It is a crowd favorite. Anyway, Victasia, if you're watching this, you are so cool and so inspiring, and I'm so grateful to have you as a friend, and I hope that I can see you soon. I think we will be seeing each other soon. We're gonna make it happen. So, the topic for today's reading, it started out kind of being inspired by the recent transit, Uranus into Gemini. Uranus is known to bring about kind of unexpected, unpredictable changes, and it can be kind of destabilizing, but ultimately it seeks to bring you true liberation. So across our two readings, we're going to be looking at things that are manifesting during these times of change in your life. So this reading here on my channel is going to focus on what wants to be manifested by you. What wants to be created by you, what wants to come to being through you. And then the reading on Victasia's channel is going to be something that is manifesting for you, something that is coming at you from the outside. So you can think of this reading as what is coming through you, and the reading on Victasia's channel as what is coming at you, if that makes sense. But they're both going to be about what is changing, what is manifesting during this time. So this is how the reading is going to go. Of course, we're going to start by seeing what wants to be created or manifested by you. We're going to see why did this manifestation that wants to come to being choose you as the one to manifest it. We're going to see who will it impact, obviously other than you. What people, what groups, what communities will it impact? How far will this manifestation reach? And what is one step that you could take right now in this manifestation process? So that is how the reading is gonna go. There are 3 groups to choose from today. And today, instead of crystals, I felt like using glitter. I just saw them sitting on my shelf and they looked very pretty. So I'm gonna show you these different colors of glitter up close one by one. And please pick any and all that you are feeling drawn to. I would not blame you if you feel drawn to all of them because it's glitter. But anyway, you could listen to one reading, you could listen to 2, you could listen to all 3, whatever you're feeling like today. So without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, we have this blue glitter. For my group number 2s, we have this white glitter. And for my group number 3s, we have this purpley pink glitter. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the blue glitter, this is going to be your reading all about what wants to be manifested by you. I just wanted to show you this oracle card. I found it on my desk. I probably forgot to put it away at some point, but it says Leap of Faith, and it's card number 1 out of this deck. I just saw the number 22 as well, so repeating 2s could be significant for some of you. And the message says, jump out of your comfort zone. So the thing that wants to be manifested by you might be slightly out of your comfort zone. It may involve a little bit of risk taking. And it may also be something that doesn't have a specific like blueprint or checklist. It's not like you can just follow step by step and it will manifest. It requires a bit of creativity, of trial and error, and maybe some kind of unconventional thinking. We're thinking outside of the box. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this here. I feel like it's relevant to you. And I just saw 111 as well, so yes, it is. It's interesting too, you're group 1 and this is card number 1 out of the deck. So maybe what wants to be manifested by you also requires you to put yourself first and make your passions your number 1 priority. Yeah. All right. So let's just get into it. These are the oracle cards I want to look at to get some information about what wants to be manifested by you. So we're starting off with the 9th house. Discernment. Interesting, we have the number 10 because in numerology that would reduce to 1 again. Yeah, definitely look out for repeating 1s and repeating 2s. We have despondence. And we have hard work, commitment, and perseverance. Okay. And I just saw 222 again. Definitely your guides are laying it on thick with the angel numbers today. So the first thing that came to my mind with the 9th house is that the version, okay, whoever is manifesting this, it is you. It's the same you, but just bigger. So it's like a version of you who is on the same timeline that you are right now, but just a little bit farther ahead. They've just grown a little bit more. So this doesn't require some big overhaul of your mindset or like completely changing your life, completely changing your timeline. I think this is a confirmation that you are already on the right path. And this like idealized version of you that you might see in your future, like it's still the same you. They've just gotten a bit older or they've just had more time to grow. But I feel like they largely have the same personality and care about the same things. I guess your guides just want to tell you that whatever it is you want to manifest, like it doesn't require these huge drastic changes. And I think whatever growth is necessary will happen naturally over time. The same way, like as humans, just naturally as time goes by, we age and our bodies grow taller. It's kind of a natural process and you're already on the right timeline for all of the growth that would need to happen to you. You're probably closer than you think. I feel like the version of you who can manifest your dreams is just a little bit more comfortable with risk taking and a little bit more comfortable with things being imperfect and messy. You may be in a mindset right now where you only really take the leap if you feel like something is perfect or as perfect as you can make it. That gives you a sense of control and a sense of calm. The version of you who's manifesting big things, I feel like just puts themselves out there anyway, even if it's not perfect. And they're more comfortable with winging it, I'm hearing, and they're more comfortable with just figuring things out as they go. Like, let's just take the action first. That will get the plot moving. That will get the universe responding. And then we can figure out the next steps once the universe responds and reflects the changes that I've made. And we'll figure it out together, rather than this feeling of, I need to make everything perfect before I show anything, before I make any moves. It's okay to do things messily. And honestly, it's probably not even that messy. But you may be like a perfectionist or a very tough critic of how you show up or what you make. This future you is not like that. You know I have something great to offer and I know it's not perfect, but that's where the universe can come in to help me perfect it. So I'm just going to start making my moves now. I feel like that's the vibe that future you gives off. For some of you, what you're manifesting could involve you traveling or relocating to a faraway place, or gaining a higher level of education, whether that be through an institution or through private coaching, tutoring, or even self-taught. This doesn't necessarily feel like you're diving into a completely new area of study. It more so feels like expanding your knowledge on something you already know a little bit about and are interested in. I'm also hearing something about gaining a broader knowledge rather than zeroing in on the tiny details. Generalized knowledge could be another way to put it. What wants to be manifested by you could involve people, groups, organizations, or cultures that are geographically kind of far away from you. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with 9th house. And also, I feel like if you're not already, you're going to start meeting people who are on very similar paths to you, but just a few steps ahead. And this is going to help you see what's possible for you. I feel like some of my group number ones, you may look at people who are farther ahead than you on their journeys, people who have become like super successful, and kind of subconsciously feel like they are fundamentally like a different breed of human, that they can do all these things. And like there's something that is fundamentally different between you and them. And your higher self is saying there's not. And I think you're gonna meet people who are very aspirational. It could even be like you're meeting specific people that you've looked up to. You can definitely take that as a confirmation if there are specific people, but just like meeting people who you think are living really cool lives and doing what you want to do. And you're like looking up to them and aspiring to be like them. But when you actually meet them face to face, you're like, oh, this person is just like a normal person. Like they're imperfect and they're messy and they're just figuring things out and they're very similar to me. We're not on these like completely different levels. And it kind of bridges the gap between current you and ideal you. You realize you're not that far off. And yeah, like I feel like your guides really want you to know at this stage you're at, you don't have to really make any drastic changes to manifest the life you want. I feel like a lot of you who chose this group, you seem to be the type who wants to manifest for the world, not just for your individual goals, but you want to really manifest a better world, because we have 2 images of people who are like holding planets in their body. So I know this sounds kind of very broad and dramatic, but I think that what wants to be manifested by you is a new world, like a new earth. For those of you who are creatives, you could be manifesting a story and really building the whole world. Like, yeah, like world building. And you may create fictional worlds that are inspired by a dream of what our world could be. But yeah, this feels like what wants to be manifested by you, it's not just an individual goal or like a version of you. It's a new world that wants you to help bring it into being. Of course, along with others, because it takes a whole community to build a new world. But I feel like this new world is saying, I want you to be part of it. I feel like the earth has a lot of messages for you. Like literally the planet, Mother Earth, nature. She emits a frequency and she wants to talk to you. And she wants you to feel held by her. And she knows that you'll take care of her. There will probably be stages in this journey where there's not really a whole lot of, I guess, like 3D proof, I could put it that way, to support your vision. And sometimes it may feel unrealistic, like when you look at the state of the world and the type of world that you want to manifest. You may also come across narratives that question what you want to manifest, whether that's people directly saying to you, like, I don't think that's possible, or like, I don't think you can do that, or you just kind of indirectly hear people talking like that. Like, oh, this person thinks that they can do this. Isn't that crazy? And then you're listening and you're like, oh, that's what I want to do. And then you kind of feel like discouraged. I feel like whatever your passions are, there's probably a lot of socially accepted narratives that it's like very unlikely or unrealistic, or it's like silly to even try. Like, you've maybe just heard a lot of that growing up. Like, okay, one example is becoming famous. You know, there's this kind of socially accepted narrative that that's not going to happen for you. It's like 1 in a billion chances. Often people who even go for it and try are, you know, mocked or dismissed. And then, you know, you hear those kind of narratives around you and you're like, well, damn, that's kind of part of my dream. Even if it's not people directly saying it to you, you may have just going through life picked up on a lot of narratives that make you feel like what you want to manifest is not possible. And I do feel like there is a matter of luck to it. Like, yes, you have to work hard, but you also have to take risks, and you have to be lucky with those risks. And I feel like there's going to be moments on your journey where your higher self is like nudging you to take a certain action that feels like a leap of faith. And there's no 3D proof that it's going to work. You just kind of have to you just kind of have to trust your soul and go for it. And that's not always going to make sense to people. Especially people who don't really have a relationship with their own soul. If you tell them like, oh, my intuition is telling me to do this, my higher self is telling me to do this, that's not going to translate. So as you're manifesting this new world, you may feel quite misunderstood in the process. And connecting to Mother Earth is going to make that easier because she understands you. You're working closely with like literally the earth. This is an interesting message, and it's like making me emotional. I really think connecting to nature, like plants, animals, anything like bodies of water, mountains, the wind, just feeling connected to earth will make you feel more understood sometimes than people. But I want to be clear that you're not manifesting this new world on your own. So there are people out there whom you will connect with, maybe whom you're already starting to connect with, who do understand you and do understand your vision. Let's see if we can get a little bit more detail about what this is. The letter D could be significant because we have discernment and despondence. Ooh, okay. We have the Ace of Cups. And then this one like flew across the table. We have the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. Okay, it's a clear message, but it's also open to interpretation because I think everybody watching this has different things that light them up and different things that make them happy. But your guides are saying very clearly here that you are going to play a part in manifesting this new world by doing what makes you happy and doing what lights you up. And you have to be very careful to not examine that through a lens of what the current society deems productive, acceptable, helpful, like a good use of your time, the practical thing to do, you might miss the answer of what truly lights me up if you're looking at it in that way. Also, I'm hearing like, think about what lights you up and then break it down to its simplest form. So, for example, what lights me up is making songs, making music. But if I can break that down and find what the essence is in that activity that makes me happy, that's the answer I should hold on to, if that makes sense. Which is really just playing with sound until I hear my soul in it, I guess. So, you know, quote unquote, making music and making songs is like the earthly terms for it, the terms that translate in society. But the essence of it could be something more simple than that and something more kind of spiritual. So look for the essence in what lights you up beyond the earthly title or beyond how others perceive it. And that is your mission. Like, that's the light work that you're here to do. I'm going to be a broken record because your guides are really saying that so strongly. You must remove all of the filters of what society deems as like productive, useful, legit. These don't matter here. You're just trying to find the soul essence of what lights you up. And when you do that, when you commit to that, this new world will be born. And these two cards are reminding me so much of that first channeled message that was coming through about putting yourself first. I think this Ace of Cups is talking about putting your joy first, like what makes you so joyful. And then this represents your higher self keeps trying to show it to you, but you're looking at these other cups that are boring you, that you don't even like. And I feel like these are like your earthly titles and your earthly responsibilities and the things that you do to perform being a human in this society to the best of your ability, the things you pretend are important to you because that gains you a sense of security in this society, that gains you a feeling of being accepted and understood. And maybe the thing that really lights you up seems like silly or frivolous or not useful or not real. You kind of have to like unplug from societal narratives, I think, to get to the core of what really brings you joy, and forget about all the like, oh, but is it a good job? Oh, but does it make money? Oh, but do people respect it? Blah, blah, blah. Like, we're kind of plugging out of that just for now, just to find the answer to this question of what lights me up. And you can plug that back into society later. But both of these cards are water. So this is really about going into your emotional body. Sitting under a tree literally could bring you downloads, or sitting by a body of water. All right. I just want to get one more from this deck, and then I think we'll use a different one. Why is this new world asking you to help manifest it? We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Three of Pentacles. I want to say because it's time. So I feel like this is maybe something you agreed to before this incarnation. And once you had grown to a certain stage in your life, it would be time to start thinking about this. Another thing that's very important to my group ones, like something you really need to know, is that everything is right on schedule. And the schedules and deadlines of society are extremely irrelevant to your journey because you're on your own time. You're on your own time. You're on your own unique path. Days, months, weeks, years, your age, like, doesn't apply, doesn't matter. You're on your own timeline. And this is just the stage in your journey where you're activated and it's time to come out of your cocoon. And it doesn't matter if it's sooner or later than what society deems as normal. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like, it's time now. There's, talking about nature a lot, this feels like a natural process. Like a human being formed in the womb, or like a butterfly being formed in the cocoon. It's a natural process, and it takes the perfect amount of time. It takes the time it needs to be perfect. It does not care about calendars. It doesn't care about schedules. It doesn't care about quotas. It doesn't care about deadlines. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to grow in my own time. I'm going to come out when I'm ready. Respect your timeline. You have the necessary drive and the necessary ambition to make your goals a reality. Something that's going to signal to you, and we kind of talked about this, but something that's going to signal to you that it's time to really start committing to your joy and building this new world is these new people who are coming into your life. It could also be people coming back into your life. If you met someone a while ago and you're like, oh my gosh, that person was so cool. That person was living my dream life. They could be coming back around. But you're meeting these kind of people who you aspire to be like, who are like you, just leveled up a little bit more. When those people start coming in, or you start hearing from those people that you haven't heard from in a while, that's kind of your sign that it's time. Now something that's coming through is that you're changing an industry. Like, okay, it took us a while to get there, but it's starting to come through now. Like, you're changing an industry. The Three of Pentacles is making me think that. Maybe you're making it more accessible. You're making it more equitable. You're making it more ethical. You are making it thrive more. You're breathing life back into it. You're changing the rules. You're changing the boundaries. You're changing the way business is done in that industry. Whatever it is, it's bringing more opportunities to more people, and it's making people feel like they can participate in it more freely. And it could be through like some kind of activism and advocating. It could be through creating or inventing something new. It could be through sharing your story. It could be through traveling and seeing how things are done in other parts of the world and then bringing that back home. This could be done in a lot of different ways. Collaboration is definitely a part of it. You're kind of bringing joy back to an industry where a lot of the joy had been sucked out because of greedy people, or because of like optimizing productivity and efficiency and stuff. And I think you're helping to restore balance where, like, yes, we're still working hard and we're still driven and we're still committed to, bringing this industry to the highest heights it can be, but without losing sight of why we're doing it, which is for the joy of it and the passion of it and for the people to be happy. Cool. That's very cool. All right. Yeah, let's use a different deck for this part. I want to see who this will impact and how far it will reach. We have the Seven of Wands. The Ten of Swords. And we have the Chariot. Okay, what I can say is that the more you embrace partnerships and collaboration, the bigger your manifestations will get, the farther they will reach, the bigger impact they will have. Trying to do everything by yourself could lead to burnout. So I kind of have to interpret this in a couple of different ways, because for some of you, the feeling of like, I have to do this all on my own could come from a sense of like, feeling uncomfortable asking for help, or feeling like you need to prove, kind of like an egoic thing, like I need to prove that I can do it all by myself and that I don't need help. It could be something like that, but that's going to lead to burnout. Remember that every successful person you see, everyone who's living their dream life, has a whole team and a whole village behind them. They're not doing everything on their own. If they say that they are, I mean, I can't say that they're lying, maybe they are, but it's not sustainable and it's not fair to expect yourself to do everything on your own. There's work from a lot of people behind the scenes that goes into propping someone up to their success. So no one has to do it alone, and you are no exception. There may be certain things that you expect you should be able to do on your own and it's unrealistic. Or even if you can do it all on your own, you should still ask for help, because doing it all by yourself all the time will lead to burnout. For others of you, it just may be that you haven't met the right people who can help you yet. Like maybe you don't even know who you could ask for help. There's a specific divine timing when it comes to this. There's like the natural progression of your growth, and then there's the right people coming in, and then you birth this new world together and you impact this industry together. So if you're struggling to, like if you're watching this and you're struggling to motivate yourself, that's not like being lazy or lacking discipline. I think it's kind of your soul knows it's not time yet. Your soul knows that it would just be too difficult to do it now because you're unsupported or you're on your own. Your soul knows that the right people are coming in, and then you can really start putting big efforts into what it is that you want to do. So if you wait for perfect timing and you wait for the right partnerships to come in, then this manifestation can become huge. It can have a huge reach, a huge impact. If you do it all on your own, it will likely be smaller. And this makes sense because multiple hands, like I'm thinking of the phrase like many hands make light work. I'm thinking of how bees work together with this bee card, but also multiple consciousnesses amplify manifestations. If it's just you on your own trying to believe in your vision, it's difficult. But if you're with a group who all believe in the same vision, suddenly the weight, it becomes a lot lighter to carry the weight of that vision. You feel reinforced by the other people and the other consciousnesses who are working with you. And it does feel like divine timing when the support comes in. It's not like, oh, if you do this, it will happen faster, or like you're doing something to block it. It's gonna come at the right time. You know, like you can't force a flower to bloom faster. You can't force a butterfly to come out of the cocoon faster. It's a process of nature. You don't have to force yourself to grow. You just will. Yeah. All right, so I want to shuffle some oracle cards now and see advice for steps that you could take right now. Any advice your higher self wants you to know. Ooh, it says to have a strong heart that doesn't budge. So the advice from your guides is definitely to hold your vision. Again, I feel like this group, you have a very clear vision of what you want the world to look like. I also just heard for a lot of my group ones, the world is not really set up for people like you to succeed and be recognized. And it really is a shame because you're incredibly gifted, but because society has such narrow and closed-minded standards of what can help make the world a better place, a lot of gifted people end up getting overlooked. And I feel like you're doing something to change that. It seems like this group, the world you envision is one where everybody's gifts are recognized. And there's room for everybody's gifts to shine and to be used. I really think it's like greed or the prioritization of like efficiency and profits and productivity. It's like that stuff that stands in the way. This card is saying to hold your vision for the world that you see in your mind's eye, the world that you see in your heart, because it is possible. You won't be able to do it alone. You may not be able to birth this world right away. There may be periods where it just feels like you're waiting with this vision in your heart. But it's there for a reason. If it wasn't possible, it wouldn't be there. Color red could be significant or lucky to this group. The element of fire, the root chakra, even though that's an earth, associated with earth, but still it's red. Fire and earth could be significant. Maybe you have fire and earth in your big three, or someone important does. Red crystals or wearing red could bring you power. The planet Mars or Tuesday could also be significant. Group one's higher self. What other advice do you have? I love that you got this image. These cards, I think there's 5 different images on these cards, and you got the one that's like 2 people coming together and forming a heart. So definitely partnerships and collaboration are essential to this group. We have declutter, clean, organize, and prioritize, simplify your life. You know what I think your leap of faith is, group one? I think it's getting rid of things in your life that don't bring you joy and that don't bring you closer to your dreams, but that you hold on to for the illusion of safety that they give you, or for the illusion of like being socially acceptable, quote unquote, that they give you. I think there's a lot of things that you could stop doing, stop committing to, stop pouring your energy into, but you don't, because it makes you feel like I'm a normal, productive human and I'm doing all the right things. And then your joy, the thing that really brings you joy, kind of takes a back seat. And committing to that could feel like a leap of faith because it would require you to stop performing being a human in a certain way. I feel like the way I'm talking is weird. Like, it seems like you came to this earth and you're like, what are humans doing? Like, this all feels so fake and inauthentic and unnecessary. And it may be really hard for you to act like a quote unquote normal human, because the way quote unquote normal humans live and the things they tolerate is like so ridiculous. Like, how are we all living like this? And it just takes like more people to show that we don't have to live like this, and more people will join. And I feel like you are part of this, the next wave that the earth is calling upon to birth the new world. Okay, last deck, Group 1's higher self. What other advice do you have? Someone, please feel free to tell me if you know who this is, but their name is like the unmoving bright king. But I don't know who it is. Feel free to share in the comments if you know. Oop, okay, this fell into my lap. Oh, wow. Own your individual expression of the divine. You are unique and perfect. That's beautiful. That's perfect. I feel like this, look out for the Ace of Cups popping out in readings. I feel like it represents your soul, but more specifically, like your soul's love for you and how unique and perfect you are. So look out for the Ace of Cups, and also look out for repeating ones and repeating twos. Bees could be a sign for some of you as well. And yeah, definitely make time to be in nature. Maybe go sit under a tree, or sit by a pond or a lake or an ocean or something, and let the downloads come in. Okay, Group 1, those are all the messages I have for you. So if you would like to check out Victasia's reading as well, I highly suggest you do. Hers is going to be more about what is coming at you, while this one was more like what is coming through you. So if you want to see what you are manifesting to come towards you at this time, go check out her reading. It's going to be linked down below. You can also check out her socials and her music if you feel called to. That will be down below as well. And thank you so much, Victasia, for collabing with us. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you would like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch all the extended readings that we do every month, as well as full-length pick a card readings for the members. And I will link my music channel down below, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. I don't know why, but my hands feel really warm right now, and I wonder if that's maybe a sign for someone. Aw, it could be like your spiritual team or your soul family's higher self, like holding your hand. We're all in this together, because that was definitely the vibe of this reading. But anyway, I'm sending love to all of your spiritual team and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys. Wait, I have one last message that if you're struggling to like release what needs to be released. Like you're like, I know that I could lock in and align with my ideal self if I just stop doing this, just stop doing that. And you're having like a hard time letting those things go. Using like the full moon or a waning moon to do a ritual could be helpful. Okay, that was the last message. I'm sending you so much love and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the white glitter, this is going to be your reading. I just wanted to mention that I have this image in my mind's eye of a bull right now, which could be referring to Taurus. Shout out to my Taurus placements. It could also be referring to Year of the Ox. And I'm seeing with it the colors gold and green. So regardless of what your placements are, this does feel like a message about abundance. Feel free to claim that. Anyway, maybe that's what wants to be manifested through you. Abundance, wealth. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. So we're gonna look at these oracle cards to see what it is that wants to be manifested through you or what wants to be created by you. So we have the 10th house. That is very interesting because the images and colors I was just seeing were making me think of abundance, specifically material abundance through hard work and perseverance. If I think about the symbolism of like a bull or ox, and material gifts that will make your life more comfortable. And then we have the 10th house, which relates to your career and your long-term goals, the vision that you want to build in the world, and also your public image and your reputation. There's maybe a new era in your career or in your like public persona or in your branding that wants to be manifested, a long-term goal that wants to be manifested through you right now, and abundance that wants to find its way to you as a result of that. I also like that in this deck, the 10th house is green because that was a color that I was seeing for you. We have beginnings with the new moon. Okay, this is not going to be for everybody. It may just be for like a few people who are watching. Well, actually, no, it could be for everybody because I was going to say a new moon in your 10th house could be like a really significant time for you. And regardless of when you happen to be watching this, like that should happen within a year at some point from when you're watching. So if you're familiar with your birth chart and you felt called to look into that, a new moon in your 10th house or in your 2nd house could be like an auspicious time for you. But yeah, this definitely seems like some kind of new era in your career, some new abundance coming in. I really like this imagery, how it's like this gray winter, and when you walk through the portal, it's a green, flourishing spring. So I feel like some of you who chose this reading could be in a kind of stagnant situation with regards to your career goals or your abundance goals, or it's just like it's not looking good, it's not looking promising. It could literally be that the future has looked bleak and there's this like new thriving future that wants to be manifested by you. I'm also hearing it's not over. So for those of you who have been walking down a career path or like walking towards a goal of yours and you felt like you kind of reached the end of the road or you hit a dead end, you just felt like you can't move forward anymore, I feel like your higher self is saying it's not over. We have impatience. And we have manifestation. What you desire is on its way. Now, I'm not going to say that everybody who chose this group has been impatient with their manifestation because I don't know that. I think it's up to you to determine that. But I do really get the feeling that this manifestation is a result of hard work and patience. And also, there's some kind of resilience or perseverance that is required. I feel like it's not just a matter of waiting. Maybe it requires like a thick skin, you know? Or it requires resilience in the face of adversities. It's more than just like a work and wait. It's like you got to be tough. You have to be tough to build what you're building here. This card is related to the throat chakra. So some of you are maybe like patience is required to hear back from someone or to hear back about something. But I do like that we have this message, what you desire is on its way, because this means that whatever wants to be manifested through you is something that you genuinely desire. And yeah, it does seem like it's related to like your material goals or a career goal, or just like the vision you have for yourself in your long-term future and the type of person you want to become or how you want to be perceived by the world. Some of you could be drawn to becoming a public figure, or you already are at the time that you're watching this, or in some way you will be known, you'll be widely known in your field, in your community for your contributions. There's something about aesthetic coming through as well, like you have a nice aesthetic, or you could be known for making things aesthetically pleasing or making things beautiful. Or if that doesn't really apply for the field that you're in, it could be that you're known for making things easy to understand. Because I'm just seeing someone laying things out in a way that's nice to look at. So, you know, that could be art, but it could also be information. You lay it out in a way that's easy to digest. It's easy to look at. It's easy to read. It could be spreadsheets, you know, you're making something easy to take in is how I could interpret that a bit more broadly. Some of you may be called to the role of like a teacher or an educator or a coach of some kind. That will just be for some of you. But I do feel like there's a new professional identity or a new public identity that wants you to step into it at this point. Like a new iteration of you that is waiting for you to step into it. A new role perhaps, or taking your role more seriously. Identifying more with this role. The things that want to be manifested by you will require you to be in a new role. For some of you, it could just be like slightly different, you know, a different title, a different position in the same company. For others of you, it could be like you're literally totally rebranding, totally new job on the other side of the world. Like we have different group twos here with different goals. You'll definitely have to take what resonates for your situation. But I don't see you in exactly the same role, because whatever wants to be manifested by you requires a slightly different role or title or position, requires you to be visible and to be perceived in a slightly different way. I think that this also requires you to be more confident with being seen and more comfortable giving up a little bit of control over the narrative that is around you. It's something about right now, you may have a great deal of control over how you are seen, how you are perceived, how you are identified. And inevitably, as you take up more space and become more visible, there's a narrative around you that will shift. And there's a slight decrease in the control you have over it. There's really potential to make big moves in your career with perseverance, confidence to step into a new role, and a little bit of just letting go of how you're going to be perceived. And that's not even me saying like people are going to perceive you in a negative way. Just maybe different from what you intended, but that's none of your concern. Also, I just noticed like the first letter of each of these cards, if you rearrange it, it says MBTI. So maybe some of you guys are into that. I'm an INFJ, by the way. I just double checked recently and I'm still INFJ. Okay, anyway, let's get into the tarot. And let's see if we can get some more hints about what wants to be manifested by you. But yeah, literally, like, look at this imagery even. You're walking through a portal. You're climbing a ladder. There's literally images of transitions and ascending and stars. You're reaching the stars. You're becoming a star. Your winter is melting into spring. I feel like you're moving towards your goals, especially professionally, especially when it comes to, I almost feel like frustrated because there's this version of you that you know you can be, like when you reach your full potential. But the road there has just felt so bleak or heavy or just not fun. And I feel like with this spring season coming, moving towards your goals is about to feel like warm and sweet. Like this is an era of really enjoying the journey and feeling supported on the journey. Okay, I'm hearing, I don't know who this is for. Some of you are gonna have to become more comfortable showing that you're human. So maybe we could have some perfectionists in this group. You know, no, I don't have imperfections. I'm not vulnerable. You know, trying to show this perfect, bulletproof, I can handle everything. Maybe some of you try to show a nonchalant persona. Because I just got this feeling of you have to become comfortable with showing I'm human and I'm affected by shit and I struggle. This may be kind of a weird message, but a blue being, a blue entity, whether they look human or just like a ray of light, or maybe it looks like an orb, a blue entity could be significant to you, or someone with a blue aura. I feel like you have a guide who observes but doesn't say much, and that could be frustrating sometimes. Whatever you do, they're just like, okay, and observing. Let's see what you'll do. It's like a little guidance would help sometimes, you know, but I feel like, no, they're just watching. Because they trust you, because you know what you're doing. I also just saw a contract in my mind's eye, and it was the other party had signed and dated it, and your signature part was still blank. There could be, maybe that's already the case for some of you. You're thinking about whether or not you want to sign a contract. If you are waiting for a contract, that is a good sign that I just saw a contract. That could also be a piece of advice for some of you to make sure you get everything in writing before you move forward with another party. Make sure you have an official, valid contract so there can be no funny business. I'm also seeing an owl. So bulls, ox, and owls seem to be significant. We have the Tower. Some of you could be breaking free from an unfavorable contract. Ooh, I got chills with that message. I know that's not going to be for everybody, but I just saw a contract and then there's two people falling out of the tower. So it kind of felt like a partnership breaking up, but it's liberating. If you're in a partnership that is favorable to you, I don't think this message is for you. I think this is a message for those of you who are stuck in a contract or stuck in a partnership that restricts you. And the Tower, it's like divine intervention to break something apart and free you. Maybe there's some loophole in a contract or it's void for some reason. It's missing some fine print or missing a signature or missing a date. I don't know how these things work because I'm not a lawyer, but there may be some kind of loophole or maybe the other party just agrees to end it early. But I think some of you who chose this group are getting freed from a situation that was really restricting you from moving towards your goals or from making the money that you wanted to make or having ownership over your own work, over your own ideas, having freedom to express yourself in the way you want, having freedom to move around in the way you want. Some of you were maybe in a contract that was exclusive and that exclusivity or that exclusivity period is coming to an end. So you can take more varied jobs or you can do more varied things. Your money flow, anything that's restricting your money flow is going to be destroyed. That's a very strong word, but it's going to be destroyed by your guides. Because you've been working so hard, and I have the feeling that you've done a lot of work that you didn't get credit for, or that you didn't get paid for. I really hope that's not the case. But the divine has been watching. I feel that in my gut. The divine has been watching and they have been keeping track of where you need to be credited and where you need to be rewarded. And just because, oh my gosh, there's some very strong words coming through. I heard slimy, like just because some slimy humans, quote unquote, forgot to give you the credit and give you compensation, that doesn't mean that the divine forgot. So just know that you will be rewarded for all of your work, for all of your hard work and all of your contributions. And I feel like for many of you, you're going to receive some kind of lump sum or windfall, some big reward coming in all at once. And then you can take that reward and leave if you want to, go somewhere else if you want to, invest in something else if you want to. But I feel like many of you you're finally investing in yourself. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna talk about the dream I had. So it's a very short dream that I had last night, but it's the only thing I remember of my dreaming. And I was kind of wondering if I was gonna share it with you. And then I was like, whatever, like if it's relevant, it'll come up. And it seems like it is. So basically, last night, I dreamed that I was sitting around in this area with benches. There was other people sitting around doing their own thing. And I was eating a bag of snacks. And then someone walks up And I don't know who this person is, but in the dream, I recognize them as a friend or an acquaintance of some kind. And this person walks up and they're like, hey, does anybody have the snack I was eating? And I was like, oh, I have it. And I gave them the rest of the bag and they walked away with it. And after they walked away with it, I sat there feeling bad because I was like, oh, I only had half a bag. Why did I eat it? That was so dumb. Like, they probably wanted the full bag. Bitch, it was your snacks to begin with. What do you mean? And like, I kind of caught myself when I woke up. So you're telling me you gave all of what you had left to another person and you feel bad because you didn't give them all of it, but it was yours to begin with? I don't know. It felt weird. So I feel like you've been in a partnership where maybe the other party benefits more than you do, or you feel obligated to give them something that they weren't even entitled to in the first place. And I think in this era, we're investing in you. You're getting, I keep wanting to say lump sum, which could be literal for some of you, like this big one-time sum of money coming in, or this big material or monetary blessing coming in at once. And the divine is like, you better invest this in you because this is your reward for your hard work that others got to benefit from. So please invest this in yourself. You're in your selfish era, but by selfish, I mean just taking care of yourself and receiving what you deserve. And now I'm hearing Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna. Pay me what you want me. Yeah, you need to be paid what you're owed. Oh my gosh, I just split the deck and it's the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So that is definitely a confirmation. Let's get you these resources so that you can have your new beginning and you can be freed. You can be freed from this winter. Some of you are being freed from a dead-end job or dead-end contract, dead-end partnership, and investing in your new identity and your new role. I also just looked up and saw 2211, 2211. Okay, that's a lot. Well, actually, it's not that much, but let's look at what we have. We have the Empress, which is related to abundance, prosperity, manifesting your desires. There's the Taurian energy again, Venusian energy. It's definitely abundance that wants to be manifested through you. Now we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, we're a broken record, I see. Abundance through you reaching your full potential. I feel like some of you have hidden talents. I mean, you know that you have the talents, but other people don't. You don't really show them. You don't really talk about them. You don't really use it, which that's fine because it's up to you whether you want to use your talents or not and who you want to show them to and how you want to use them. But I feel like there's a talent that you don't use that often that wants to be used by you now. It's like something, okay, this is really specific, but it's something that you're very good at even if you don't practice it. And maybe that's because you've already put in the work to master it, and so it just kind of stays with you. You'll never forget how to do it. You might get a little bit rusty, of course, but that's just muscle memory. That'll come back. But it's a gift that you kind of always have in your back pocket and that you don't primarily use. But it may be time to take it out of your back pocket now. I don't know why, but I just thought of this almost like a movie trope for some reason. Like this character has this gift that they never use. And then, you know, in the climax of the movie, in this moment of crisis, everybody looks towards that person and they're like, it's time. It's time to take that gift out of your back pocket. We need it. Might be coming to help you in some way. Yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking of beatboxing right now. Like, I don't think that's what it is for most of you. But beatboxing just came to my mind so clearly for some reason. Anyway, shout out if you can do that because that's very cool. But no, I think it's probably something else for the majority of you watching this. But yeah, abundance through utilizing your gifts and letting them reach their full potential. You are some multi-talented individuals. Maybe that message was just like, oh, okay, we have the Fool. But I feel like that message was probably more so to say, I think this group, you have so many talents and so many interests that you could never use all of them. And I don't want this to come across as like, oh, you've been ignoring your gifts, you've been sleeping on your gifts, because it's not like that. I think that you have so many gifts that it would be quite literally impossible to put all of them at the forefront. And it's just time now that a different gift or an adjacent gift wants to come to the forefront and be used. And it's not feeling neglected. It's not feeling upset. It's time now. It's time for that gift to be used because it's a different phase of your life. And we have a lot of major arcana here. 3 out of your 4 cards are major arcana. We have the Tower, the Empress, and the Fool. And these are definitely giving liberation vibes. Some old, dusty, crusty structure is crumbling in your life. It feels like something outdated that you were stuck to. Just for example, maybe you signed a contract in an industry like 10 years ago, and the climate has changed so much in 10 years, but you're chained to that old way of doing things. Or maybe you had a boss who was like stuck, their approach was stuck in 20 years ago, and they will not update their way of thinking. There's some old, outdated structure that needs to crumble in your life. And it will free you, and it will allow you to literally become rich, to become successful, to show up publicly and professionally the way you've wanted to, and to really utilize your gifts. The Fool is a new beginning that you can define. And if you don't want it to look anything like your previous chapter, it doesn't have to. I don't think it's like a specific thing or a specific project that's coming through to say, manifest me. It's more like a version of you. It's an identity. It's a talent that wants to be used by you, and it's money and abundance that wants to be manifested by you. But what you do and what you make is totally up to you. If it's from you, that's all that matters. It's like you're an author and your fans are like, we just want anything written by you, because if it's written by you, we know it's going to be amazing. They're not telling you like, we would like you to write a book with this protagonist and then this happens and it's set in this location. No, like this, the Fool feels like freedom and infinite possibilities. Once you step into this new role with this new confidence, with these new resources, darling, what you do with that is up to you. And whoever's on the receiving end of your work or your creations, they just care that it's from you, because everything you touch turns to gold. With this King of Pentacles, we were even seeing the color gold before. As long as it's by you, that's what matters. As long as it's by you and you are getting the credit for it, that is what matters. Some of you could be doing something a bit experimental, kind of going away from your bread and butter, I'm hearing. But I feel like people will eat that up if you do something kind of off the beaten path. Okay, so let's see. One of the things I wanted to ask in this reading is why you, but I feel like that's kind of obvious in this group because this is your life, you know? Why you? Because you're the one who put in the work. So this new identity of yours, this new role that you're taking on, who will it impact and how far will it reach? Yeah, we mentioned year of the ox, and year of the dog could also be significant. I believe 2030 is a year of the dog, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the next one. And the next year of the ox is 2033, I think. I could be wrong. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Your guides really said, let's find every card in the deck that's about abundance and success, and let's give it to group 2. And so fitting, because the Nine of Pentacles, yes, it is you're successful, you're reaping the rewards of something you've built, but there's a feeling of independence with the Nine of Pentacles as well. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're working completely on your own, but I think it means that no one, again, like no one's taking credit for your work. You're primarily making yourself wealthy rather than making somebody else wealthy. You could be entering into a new contract, but I feel like it would be more in your favor. You would have more ownership, you would have more rights to something, you would have more freedoms. I also feel like you don't really care. Okay, no, not that you don't care. I was gonna say you don't really care how big this new era gets or how many people it reaches. In the sense that I feel you're not going to obsess over growth or obsess over your reach. You know, if it grows to be really big, that's awesome. But I'm not going to make that my motivation, because when I make that my motivation, I start to compromise on things that I don't want to compromise on. I start compromising my well-being, or I start compromising my vision. When you make growing something as big as possible the goal, it just ends up, I feel like you're saying this from experience, it ends up losing its integrity. And so I feel like in this next era, you really want to just focus on investing in yourself. I know if I'm taken care of and I'm fed well, literally and figuratively, and I'm nourished, then I'm going to do good work. Then I'm going to make good shit. And if that impacts a few people, that's amazing. If that impacts a lot of people, that's amazing. There could be some part of you that is no longer chasing numbers, or just doesn't see the appeal in like growing as big as possible, but rather Okay, it's like making a plant grow more by feeding it versus making a plant grow more by pulling on it or something. Not the perfect analogy, but it's better to just feed a plant and it will grow naturally as a result. It may grow a little bit, it may grow a lot, but it will grow as much as it needs to. And you can be sure of that if you know that the plant was fed properly. Then you'll know it grew as much as it was meant to grow, rather than trying to force it to become bigger by like pulling on it or putting some strange chemicals on it. I hope that makes sense. If growth happens as a result, which it will, that's amazing and you're grateful, but it's not something you're chasing, is the feeling that I'm getting with this Nine of Pentacles. Also, with this bird, the Nine of Pentacles person holding the bird, word of you could be spreading just through word of mouth. You could be doing a lot of networking in person rather than online. And I feel like word about you is spreading naturally without a ton of like promotion or advertising. People are just talking about you because they meet you in person or they see you in person or they experience your work in person and it's good and they talk about it. And don't underestimate how far word of mouth can go, because birds can fly all the way to another country. I have Old Technology by Slater in my head right now, which is such a good song. But maybe there's a message about literally going back to older technologies or something analog, or rejecting some kind of technological advancement in favor of a more human touch. For example, something handwritten rather than typing, or a refusal to use AI for something. That's kind of the vibe. We have the moon. I don't know why, but this moon card is making me think that this version of you is being manifested by a collective who loves you. So your friends and loved ones, your community, also your spiritual team. This version of you is emerging, yes, because you see it in yourself, but also I feel like those who love you and those who have been paying attention, I'm hearing, have always seen this version of you beneath the surface. The gifts and the talents that you're about to show to the world, you may not have displayed them so openly before, but the people who have been paying attention can sense that it was there. I feel like they won't be surprised necessarily by this new version of you. It makes sense. They always kind of figured you had these gifts, is the way it's coming through. You've maybe underestimated yourself at certain points, or underestimated the power of how do I say that? How positively you live in the minds of others. Like people, I feel like people have really positive thoughts about you and say really positive things about you, and you kind of underestimate that. These two flowers, they look like they're conversing, and then we have this bird. There's some kind of positive talk around you. And I feel like people around you can intuitively sense that you're going through some kind of upgrades right now, some kind of reinvention of yourself right now. And that when you come back, you're going to be super badass and you're going to be showing new gifts and talents. And there's almost this feeling of, I knew you had it in you. I think you're going to be surprised at how much your community and your collective already believed in you. Because it's funny, I see you coming to your collective and being like, I have this gift I want to share now. And they're like, yeah, we knew you could do it. We knew you had that gift in you. And you're like, you did? That's kind of the vibe. I also feel like everyone who's following you in this era, and by following, I just mean watching your journey, being a witness to your journey, supporting you. It could literally be your followers on social media if you resonate with that. But at this point, everyone who's following you is someone who genuinely cares about you and that you would genuinely like. I think you're done caring about numbers and you're done caring about impressing people who you wouldn't even like, whether that's boss, coworkers, peers, or people online, whatever. And we have the Page of Wands, which looks kind of similar to this Fool card. New beginning that's allowing you to experiment and to be more creative. So you may unlock a new social circle or unlock a new following. I want to use the word following again. Some of you could be like gaining social media followers, or just more people are witnessing your journey. More people are checking on what you're doing. More people are asking about you. More people are listening to you. I do feel like you have more eyes and ears on you. And there's a new like group or a new niche of people that you're tapping into. I would say that this new version of you is making some waves and will probably grow bigger than what you're expecting. Well, probably, if I'm accurate in reading this energy, you're probably not expecting anything. You're just happy to be here in this new era. So, you know, if anybody new comes along, I feel like you'll be grateful for that. Okay, let's get some advice for you about steps that you can take now to align with this version of you. Oh wow, this card literally talks about sudden growth. Okay, not really advice, but just letting you know that sudden growth is coming, which really makes me think that something's been impeding your growth. Something's been impeding your freedom. And as soon as that's gone, you'll be flying free. Maybe it's just a story you're telling yourself. Notice what you say to yourself and others. You have the power to change the story. Be careful about limits and constraints that you may just be speaking into existence. I'm going to tell a story about a recent visit to IKEA. I went to IKEA recently and I had to go to the bathroom, And I saw this lady standing outside the bathroom door. So I was like, okay, I guess it's occupied right now. And so I got in line behind her and we're like waiting and waiting and waiting and no one's coming out. And then she tries to open the door and it doesn't open. So I'm imagining, okay, she's been waiting here for a while and like the person isn't coming out. So she tried to open the door to like, get their attention, like, hey, we're out here, we're waiting, but nobody came out. And then a few more minutes goes by, she gives up and walks away. So now I'm next in line and like some people are lining up behind me now. And I'm like waiting for a few minutes and I'm like, nah, this is weird. Like there's no way after all this time, no one's coming out. So then I try to open the door and the door swings open. And it's a whole bathroom with multiple stalls and nobody is in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? I felt so stupid, but also it's because I saw the lady in front of me waiting and tried to open the door. And why couldn't she open the door? I don't know, because it swung right open. Maybe she doesn't know how to open doors, but it was so weird. And I'm thinking about that right now because it's like, just because you saw someone do something, it doesn't mean that that's going to be the case for you. Maybe you saw someone try something and it didn't work for them. Or you hear someone telling a story about how XYZ doesn't work. Be careful about narratives or truths that you just accept as true when you didn't try it yourself. Be careful of that. Be careful of the limits that you just accept as true. It's as if you're stuck in a room and someone tells you, ha ha ha, you can't leave this room because I locked the door. Well, you better walk up and try the door anyway, because they could be full of shit. And then you would just be sitting in this room with an unlocked door, essentially trapping yourself because you didn't bother trying to open the door and you just took their word for it. I don't know who needs to hear that, but if life gives you a limit, you better test that limit. You better do what you can to prove that narrative wrong. Otherwise, you're trapping yourself. And I feel like this could be just things you overhear people say or societal narratives. Things that nobody questions. Things that keep us small and keep us trapped that nobody questions. It's time to challenge those narratives. That's your advice. I was so pissed though. I wasted like 10 minutes waiting for a bathroom that was open. Not only was it open, there was multiple stalls open. And then I looked like a dumbass for the people behind me. Anyway. Okay. Wow. All of the resources you need will flow towards you when you need them. No need to worry. You have material resources and material wealth coming in. Your guides are making sure of that. Longing comes from the limiting belief that you can't have something. Maybe it's just a story that you're telling yourself. Maybe you're telling yourself a story that you can't have something. And then that makes you want it more. If you believe that you can have it, you still want it, but it doesn't feel like a burning hole in you. It doesn't feel like a burning longing. I was thinking about this the other day because I feel like some manifestation advice could be interpreted as like you need to stop wanting your desire and then it will come to you. And it's not really that you stop wanting it, but when you realize that it's already yours, the wanting feels more like a preference, like I want to eat this for lunch. I want to go to this place today. That's a want, that's a desire. If I was feeling like I'm longing to eat this for lunch, that implies that I believe I can't have it. Otherwise, I would just want it. I would just prefer it. So a longing you may be having could be just based on a story you tell yourself that you can't have it when you in fact can. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all the messages for my group 2s, so I'm gonna end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and if you want to check out Victasia's reading, which I highly suggest you do, hers is gonna be more about manifestations that are coming towards you versus what is coming through you. So if you want to know what is out there waiting for you and what is coming towards you, I'm going to have her reading linked down below. And thank you so much, Victasia, for collabing with me. Thank you guys for letting me read for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extended readings that we do every month. You can also watch exclusive full-length readings for the members, and I'll link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the purplish pink glitter, this is going to be a reading. We're going to start by taking a look at these oracle cards to see the energy of what it is that wants to be manifested through you or created by you. And then we'll pull some tarot cards for further clarification. You guys actually got 2 cards out of the first oracle deck. So the first one is Jupiter. And the second one is Aquarius. Some of you could actually have this placement, like Jupiter in Aquarius, and that's a confirmation that you found your group, or maybe someone close to you has this placement. That doesn't have to be the case, but it could just be confirmation for someone out there. We have growth. And I want to mention that this is card number 5, and as I was holding it up, I saw 55 on the camera timer. So 555 could be a significant sign for this group, seeing repeating 5s. We have perseverance, and I also just saw 111. And we have love. Allow it to pour in and out of you. Okay, I just had to go upstairs for a second, but we're back. So there's a few different ways that I can interpret this, but I feel like the common theme of what wants to be manifested through you or what wants to be created by you has to do with connections and community. So one way that I could interpret this is that there is a community of like-minded people who want to come together through you in some way, or you are meant to be a part of this community. You could be like, some guides of some people could want you to facilitate in bringing them together, or you could be called to like network or meet like-minded people at this time because there's something that you're meant to create together. Jupiter in Aquarius is giving me this feeling, and also this love card. For some of you, this could be like interpersonal relationships, like there is a friend group or soul family members that want to come together through you and you being a part of that group, or a community that wants to come together because you have a shared love and a shared passion, especially with growth and perseverance here. And the fact that this card is related to the sacral chakra, which does make me think of intimacy, connection, and creativity. It feels like a circle of people who come together and help each other grow and help each other stay on their path and like hold each other accountable. So yeah, this could be like a friend group or a spiritual community or business partners or even like creative collaborators, but this is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Partnerships of like-minded people who want to come together through you, or like souls who are meant to meet each other will come together through you, but also with you. Like this kind of feels like manifesting your people, manifesting your group, and then like giving each other strength to keep going and building something together. There could be a couple that is coming together through this because we have the 2 roses. We have these 2 cards fell out of the deck together. And sometimes when that happens, it makes me think of like a pairing, a couple. And then we have 2 people on this perseverance card. So definitely feel free to claim that as you coming into union with another person, whether that's like a romantic partner, a business partner. But it could also be like you are helping 2 people come together. This does really feel like you're helping a larger group or a larger community manifest and come together. And you're like a part of that group. And you're stronger together. This one is kind of cool. Okay. Maybe some of your people are here. I just felt like saying that. Maybe some of your people are in this community or on this video. Okay, so let's pull some tarot cards to see if we can get further details. What wants to be manifested through you, or what wants to be created by you? We have the 9 of Cups. For those of you who have a specific wish in your life, I feel like this card is confirming that it does want to come true. This is very much giving a what you want wants you kind of feeling. Also, this union, these partnerships that are happening, bring peace, contentment, fulfillment into your life. It could make your life easier or reduce stress in your life. Also, the 9 of Wands is flipped over in this deck. I'm losing track of the repeating numbers that we've seen in this reading. We saw 111, we saw repeating 5s, and now we're seeing repeating 9s. I feel like your guides have been trying to get your attention about a cycle ending in your life, an old cycle ending and a new cycle beginning. And the new cycle is going to be quite different in a good way. I'm noticing that we have a waning moon here that's like just almost becoming the new moon. And then we have a waxing moon that's like just starting to grow. Some of you could be in a kind of awkward in-between phase right now where you feel either like the old cycle has finished, but the new cycle hasn't started yet in your life. So like something's ended and you're just like waiting for the new beginning and it hasn't come yet. Or you could be in an awkward energy where you're feeling both at the same time. Like the new energy has begun, but the old energy is not quite out yet. It feels like you're going from one chapter to the next, but it's not clean cut. It's like a messy or awkward transition, and you may be in a weird in-between. And I think your guides are saying that's totally okay, because honestly, transitions in our life are very rarely nice and clean and neat, and like very rarely is there an exact moment we can pinpoint like, okay, the old energy is gone and the new energy is here. So I feel like you're probably navigating this transition a lot better than you give yourself credit for. I definitely feel like, okay, your guides are saying there may still be some messes that you need to clean up. Interesting. But the hardest part is over. It's like you did the thing that you needed to do to put a stop to the hardest things, And now there's just some aftermath to deal with. There's like some little messes to clean up. Maybe there's some annoying paperwork or processes that need to be completed. And then you will be completely free from the old chapter. Some of you needed to hear that. Definitely what wants to be manifested by you is relationships and partnerships that bring you peace. That bring you peace, that bring you ease, that contribute to your growth. You know, any type of relationship or partnership takes work, but it shouldn't feel like that most of the time. Is what I'm hearing. Like most of the time it should feel harmonious and mutually beneficial and peaceful. And then every now and then there's some conflicts to work through. I think this new era wants to show you what harmonious partnership truly feels like, perhaps what true love truly feels like, and like being surrounded by people you're genuinely compatible with and who are genuinely rooting for you. I really am getting the sense of like soul family, soulmates, or just like your people who think like you, your people who get you. That is what and who wants to be manifested by you right now. Let's get one more. Any more details about what wants to be manifested by you? For those of you who already have like a specific person or specific people in mind that you want to get closer to, I do think it's interesting that we have growth and love. So there's like a love that wants to grow through you. I feel like a lot of you have a wish that you've been waiting on for a long time, because we have this 9 of Cups that represents your wish. We have this 9 of Wands, which represents this feeling of like, it's hard, but I'm hanging in there. And we have perseverance. I think this love is confirming that it does want to be manifested by you and it does want to be experienced by you. Some of you also need to know, because we hear a lot when you're manifesting, you need to get very, very clear on what it is that you want. And that may be the case sometimes, and that may be the case for some people, but don't feel bad if you can't exactly picture the future you want down to the last detail. If you just have a general idea of what you want to move towards or what you want to move away from, for some of you, that is enough. If you feel drawn to certain things, people, places, but you can't really explain why, or you can't really explain what exactly it is you want to do once you attain that thing, or once you are with that person, or once you get to that place, that's okay. I think for this group, like just knowing which direction your inner compass is pointing you in is enough for now. And you can figure out what you want to do when you get there. That's kind of the vibe. So don't stress yourself out about like, oh no, my vision isn't super crystal clear and people say I need to get clear about what I want. You know the direction you want to go in, and that's enough. That's what I'm hearing. You'll figure it out as you go. I'm seeing a waterfall in my mind's eye, which could be literal. There could be a literal waterfall that is significant for some of you, or it could be symbolic of cleansing, purifying, healing your tired heart. I'm hearing, like, I'm imagining you standing under a waterfall and it's washing away the weariness in your heart, or like it's washing away the fatigue from you. interesting. We have 5 cards that came out. I don't think I'm going to take all of these, but I know that repeating 5s was a significant sign for this group. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Swords. One of the things I wanted to look at in this reading is why you? Like, why does this want to be manifested by you? And when I saw the Queen of Pentacles, like, the first thing that came to my mind is because you deserve it and because you're worth it. You deserve to experience this love. You deserve to experience this harmonious partnership. And I think you're entering into an era of growth. I feel like as I say that, some of you are not really claiming that message. Like, growth is coming, but you don't feel that way, if that makes sense. Abundance is coming, but you don't feel that way. You're entering into an era of growth where you are going to see just how much you can grow and just how much you can thrive when you are truly supported. I'm getting the feeling for some of you that you have learned how to nurture yourself. You have learned how to pick yourself up and keep going, and even succeed on your own, while you are receiving the bare minimum from partners, friend groups, community, from your circle, from your company, whatever it is. Given the bare minimum of resources or support or encouragement, and just learned how to make it work. Some of you could be even used to running on empty, or, making shit work with no support at all, reaching your goals with no support at all. And you can do that. But I think that this era is about seeing what you can do when you are genuinely supported, nourished, uplifted, and working in harmony with your people who really understand you. And to answer the question of why you, it's because you deserve this. I want to say, looking at this Queen of Pentacles holding the coin, what comes to my mind is you have a heart of gold, like you have the most beautiful heart. I'm seeing the color black and I'm hearing tinted windows. So it's like you have the most beautiful heart, but you may have it guarded right now, which is very understandable, I'm hearing. For what you've gone through, it's very understandable that you wouldn't let just anybody get a peek at this sparkling, shining heart of gold that you have in your chest, in your rib cage. I don't know why I wanted to say that, but anyway, this partnership or partnerships that are coming in, it's people who are extremely patient with you and very understanding of you and what you've been through. I feel like this is you. You're the Queen of Pentacles, and this Knight of Swords represents someone like rushing in. You could be very beautiful, very attractive, or you have a very magnetic aura about you. And I feel like there's definitely people who are attracted to you or who want to get close to you or want something from you, but don't really consider what they could give in return, or don't really consider lifting you up and supporting you. A really easy example of this energy is, like, let's say you are very skilled at something, and then companies or individuals even are always like, oh wow, we could really use your skills. But what they really mean is, you can benefit us with your skills. We can't give you much, but we want to get a piece of you because of what you can do for us. It's like people are attracted to your beauty or your gifts or your competency, depending on what resonates for your situation, of course. But maybe rarely stop to think about, what can I offer to group 3? What value do I bring to group 3? Rather than just wanting to take from what you have. Of course, for some of you, this could be in relation to friendships. It could be in relation to romantic relationships. But there's this feeling of, oh my gosh, group 3 is so amazing. But it comes from a place of, I want to take from group 3. From their beauty, from their abundance, from their gifts. And I feel like this will often manifest too as people kind of rushing in and progressing things really fast with you, or trying to rush you, and before you know it, they're gone. And I guess I just want to say it's okay to be wary. It's okay to be cautious. I really hope, like, if this is resonating with you, don't worry about this, like, oh, if you're closing off, you're telling the universe that you don't want love because you're not opening up to it. Just forget all of that. I feel like this kind of advice will just be unnecessary stress, because who wouldn't want to be cautious after going through something like that? And if someone truly loves you and understands you, they're gonna be patient with you, and you're deserving of that patience. And honestly, you don't have to like prematurely rip open your chest again and give of all of yourself again. You can want, I'm like getting heated about it, because it's like you can want love and want connection, but be wary of it at the same time. Like, humans are not black and white like that. And I wonder too, if there is that message about an awkward in between, I wonder if that for some of you has to do with your readiness for love and connection. So, you know, some of you might feel like, yes, I've really healed from the past and I've moved on from that, but my new beginning isn't here yet. Or you, again, feel this kind of overlapping of the energies where I'm feeling ready to start opening up again, but also I'm still feeling kind of wary. That's totally okay. That's totally okay. Just don't worry about, oh, I'm not getting clear, I'm sending mixed signals to the universe. The universe is smarter than that. The universe can absolutely understand complex energies and holding more than one energy at the same time. And through all of that can still understand the desire in your heart and can still deliver that to you. We got to give the universe a bit more credit. And I hope that you already know that, and I'm just confirming this to you, but maybe someone just needs to hear that. To give myself as an example, one of my nails just fell off. I manifested, well, I don't even think I was really trying to, but I manifested meeting my husband at a time where I was actively thinking that what I was doing was like pushing love away. Like, I thought I wasn't in the right vibration and blah, blah, blah. And then look what happened. So just don't worry too much about what you're sending out to the universe, because the universe understands you. You know, the universe understands your unique situation. And it's okay. Okay, I just glued my nail back on and we are back. By the way, feel free to claim these messages for any and all types of partnerships in your life. Friendships, business partnerships, romantic relationships. If it resonates for more than one type of relationship, you can totally claim this energy for multiple types of relationships. So let's see the impact that this manifestation will have. How far will it reach? I'm hearing like, don't worry, you got this. Aw. This might sound weird, but I just want to give you a hug, if you would accept it. For those of you who would accept the hug, I am sending you one. I am deploying Astral Kino right now to go to Astral Group 3 and give them a big hug. I mean, you. Anyway, I hope you received it. I'm also seeing in my mind's eye a visual of two cherries. Like, you know how the two stems would be connected? And then there's like two cherries. Maybe that's also symbolic of a pair, a pairing, and they're connected by the stem. That feels kind of like soulmate vibes. And cherries are very sweet, so it's like a sweet pairing. Now I'm also thinking of cherry blossoms. We have the Nine of Wands again. Oh, we have the Empress. I want to say that wanting something and also being a little bit scared of it is very normal. It's just a sign that you care, and it's a sign that you want things to work out well. And I feel like you don't really have to go out of your way. I feel someone is approaching you with a very soft and patient love. Oh, this is making me emotional. It feels warm like the sun, because even if the sun is far away, you can feel its warmth. Maybe someone is loving you from afar right now, or admiring you from afar, or someone is sending you a lot of warm and positive energy. In terms of how far this manifestation can reach, what I do want to say is that, yeah, I feel like there's someone out there who already loves you. Even if it's just like on a soul recognition level, they're out there, and their love, your love, reaches to infinity. It doesn't matter how far away you may be through space. That's kind of irrelevant. We have the Magician. This is definitely the confirmation you need to know that you are manifesting this even through any mental and emotional fluctuations you may experience. Sometimes you may feel like there are ups and downs. That's normal. You might feel like you make progress and then you regress, and then you make progress again and then you regress again. That is totally normal too. It's interesting, many times throughout this reading, I feel called to tell you not to beat yourself up for like your mental and emotional experiences while manifesting, because it's all normal and human, and it's okay. You're processing things and making sense of things a lot better than you're giving yourself credit for. I feel too like we often talk about this duality between our logical, analytical side and our like emotional and intuitive side. And I feel like my group threes, you're the type of person who is very like intellectual and logical and cerebral, and you're also very sensitive, emotional, intuitive. I feel like both of those are turned up really high inside of you, and I think you're actually doing an amazing job of letting yourself feel all the things and also trying to, find patterns and make sense of things. Letting both of those parts of you live together is not always easy, but you're doing an excellent job. And in terms of what this manifestation will impact, I feel like it already is impacting you. I think that even those soulmates or soul family members you haven't met yet, at least in this lifetime, I mean, you're already together, you're already impacting each other, and the reach of your love is already infinite. And I just want to say that that infinity is inside of you all the time, and you can always go to that place in you to feel it. The love is always here, like it always has been, always will be, and it's all around you. And just know you can always go to that place and you can always access it. I want to see, is there anything you're going to like build together or create together that we should know about? We have the Page of Cups. Why am I hearing happy accident? I mean, that could mean many different things. And we have the King of Pentacles. So when I first said happy accident, I was thinking about creativity. It's like the vibe of people who are messing around in the studio and then they accidentally make a banger. It's like that. As a musician, that's an analogy that comes to my mind. Or, you're just having a conversation and you accidentally come up with an excellent idea for business, even though that's not what you set out to do. Page of Cups feels like, oh, we're just enjoying the moment together, we're just playing, we're just conversing, we're just connecting, and then suddenly we download this amazing idea and we know that we have to create something. So I think what you will create with your soulmate or soulmates is kind of a surprise, and it feels like you didn't really mean to do it. So it remains to be seen. But also, happy accident did kind of make me think of a baby for some of you. You don't need to claim that, but the page can talk about children, and the fish jumping out of the cup, it feels like this kind of unexpected surprise. Well, yeah, because surprises are unexpected. But I feel like in this next era, you're kind of stepping out of hustle mode and grind mode. I feel like you've been in that era for long enough. And it's like you still want to work and create, but from a place of fun and exploration and just being in the moment with your loved ones. We have the King of Pentacles here. So we have both the King and the Queen of Pentacles coming through. Also like the Empress can talk about parenthood as well. And then we have like parents here. I don't know. That's just for some of you. But there could be a literal child that wants to be created by you, that wants to be manifested through you. I'm just gonna leave that message there. You can pick it up if you want to. You can walk by it if not. But I'm just gonna leave that there. I know I get really uncomfortable when people speculate about whether or not I will have children. So if you have commented something like that, stop it. But I love you, but stop. So yeah, you'll know if that's for you. But also what I want to say is that I feel like the connections you're building here, it's not like you set out to do that. Rather than meeting someone and feeling like, oh my gosh, is this the person I'm finally gonna be with? Is this the person I'm gonna build my life with? Are these my like-minded people? Are these my forever people? I feel like you're not even in that place of trying to project into the future or label things. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like you're just so in the moment and you're like, oh, I like being around this person. I feel comfortable around this person. I have fun around these people. And you're just like flowing with them. You're having fun. You're being creative. You're, having deep conversations. You're joking around together. You're going on adventures together. And not thinking too hard about what does this mean and what's in the future, because you're just enjoying the moment. And then like the next thing you know, you've built this really beautiful bond. It just it grows naturally, is the vibe that I'm really getting. It grows naturally and it happens to you. I know we like to romanticize love at first sight a lot, but I also think that there's something really beautiful about just being so caught up in the moment, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, I think I love you. Like it just kind of grew on me. It just kind of trickled in. And I realized that I feel so held by you, and I think you're my person, and I think these are my people. It's that it dawns on you like a gentle sunrise. And that is just very sweet. Okay, so let's pull some oracle cards to get advice. What are some steps you can take right now? We have, I know this one. This is Saraswati. And it says, cherish each and every step. Which very much feels like enjoying the moment, taking baby steps. Your progress is perfect. I have to remind myself what she is known for. For some reason, I want to say like literature and music. The Hindu goddess of knowledge, music, arts, speech, and learning. Yeah, that's her. Okay. We have two coming out at the same time again. All dance, sing, play. The universe works fast when you're just having fun, that's literally what this Page of Cups energy is. There could be something about the arts and music, or studying something that you really enjoy, studying something that feels like fun, that could unlock doors for you. Observe. How are you feeling? Sit with it without labels or judgment. Practice just observing yourself and others. Not everything needs your reaction. This is something I've been thinking about a lot as well. Like I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of tired of like working on myself and labeling things that need to be fixed. Sometimes I just want to like observe the thought I had and be like, okay, bye. Moving on, there's nothing wrong with me. And maybe it's okay to kind of live in that energy of completion right now and say, there's nothing wrong with the way I am, or the way I think or don't think, or the way I feel or don't feel. Not every season is about analyzing myself and working on myself. And also, I don't have to identify with every struggle I have or every thought I have. There's also something about canceling plans and having a night in. Some of you may need to do that for your mental health. Canceling plans, even though technically it's not like, oh, I can't go anymore, oh, something came up, but just canceling it for your own mental health. And just having a nice night in your PJs, doing whatever, watching your show, eating snacks, painting, whatever it is that you like to do. Okay, Even the tiniest drop creates ripples, which that ties in very well with this message of cherishing each and every step. I feel like that's a message about taking baby steps and remembering that tiny changes in your day-to-day will bring about massive changes in the future. We just did a reading about that a few days ago, inspired by the butterfly effect. So if you haven't seen that one yet, feel free to check it out. I think it was posted on May 5th. I don't know. Anyway, I think so. And at the bottom of the deck, we have love is the highest truth. That's beautiful. Okay, group 3. Those are all the messages I have for you. I just saw 4444. We're going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and if you want to check out Victasia's reading, which I highly recommend you do, that one's going to be about what is coming at you, the manifestations that are coming in to you rather than what is coming through you. So if you want to get a full picture of what it is you're manifesting right now and what is changing for you, Victasia's reading is going to be linked down below. Thank you so much, Victasia, for collabing with us, and thank you guys for letting me do this reading for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extended readings that we do every month, and exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.